all-new Dr. Phil. Her family believes she's an unfit mother.
They're threatening to take my children from me if I don't come on this show.
Her boyfriend is homeless.
He's sleeping in my sister's car.
In your driveway?
Yeah.
What, do you just walk by him when you leave the house?
My mom and my sister gang up on me.
You want them to butt out?
Yes.
You're not taking care of your kids.
Because I work 50 hours a week. How many kids have you raised?
My own none, of yours too.
Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
I try to be an emotional compass and point you in the right direction.
5, 4.
I am not giving up on you. Today, a family wants the answer to a very important question. Is 30-year-old Katie fit to be a mother of her 2 young children? Now, her sister Grace says, definitely not. Not even a close call. She wrote to me because she claims Katie is constantly leaving her 6-year-old daughter at her mom's house and taking her baby boy to her homeless boyfriend Doug's tent to have sex and do drugs. When the baby's father, Doug, is not in the tent, he's living in Katie's van parked out in front of her mom's house. Now, Grace says Katie has always put Doug ahead of her own children. Take a look.
Katie is an irresponsible mother. Katie has been seeing Doug for years. Doug is a worthless, low-life drug addict. Who pays for everything for him?
Katie.
Who drives his butt around?
Katie.
He's a bum. He doesn't have a job. Doug is homeless. He's sleeping in my sister's car.
I wake up here in the back seat, and I normally just climb up to the front.
At one point, Katie and Doug were living in a tent. He got kicked out.
I'm not there because I didn't feel like that was safe for me. If I could stay in Katie's van, that's better.
Katie owns a van, and Doug is living in it, and when Katie is home, the van is parked in the driveway.
Mosquitoes are a bad deal. That's about it.
It's very embarrassing coming home seeing him in the van. When Katie's with Doug in the tent, they smoke weed. Doug has told Katie he loves weed more than her.
I use marijuana in my own medical way.
Katie has 2 kids.
In all kinds of colors and that's purple.
This one. The oldest is a girl and she's 6. The other one is a boy and he just turned 1. Doug is the father of the 1-year-old.
Hi, Daddy. I love you.
Katie has told us they smoke weed around the smallest child.
Hey, baby.
She would take him out of his crib and drive to wherever Doug was sleeping in the tent, and they would stay there all night long. Why would you take a child to a tent? Right now, my mother and I are taking care of both of the children. She's 30 years old. She's made her mistakes, and now she has to pay for them. She has chosen Doug over the kids. It does piss me off. It's not fair. Katie gets to go out and do whatever she wants to do. My mother and I are sitting at home with her children. I do feel like I've raised her children. Both of the children gravitate to me and my mother. We are the moms. Me and my sister fight often. Our fights are normally yelling and screaming. Our fights were about the kids, money, and Doug. I wish Doug would fall off the face of the earth, to be honest. I want Katie to focus on being a mom, and I want us to be a normal family again.
Well, Katie's mom, Tara, says if her daughter doesn't get her act together, she's going to call Child Protective Services and have her children taken away.
I do have a lot of hope for Katie. Katie has dreams of being a nurse. She became a juvenile diabetic when she was 12. She wants to be a diabetes educator. I think she's so capable of doing anything she wants. Katie is smart, she's compassionate, but she is dating Doug, and he is a loser. He has dragged her down into the mud. I call Doug a tick. If people say, what's Katie's boyfriend's name? It's Tick, because he is sucking the energy out of Katie. He can't hold a job, he's homeless, and he relies on her for everything. And he's living in her car. I want to be grandma, but right now I am mom to the kids. I don't want to be. I don't want to get up every morning and get her ready for school. It is exhausting. I'm tired. I don't want to be 82 years old on senior night walking in my walker. And that's what it'll be. I have learned that Katie was stealing money from her own children. I came home from the store one day, and I always put all of my change in the 2 piggy banks. But when I picked it up, there wasn't anything in it. Katie had told me that she had used the money for gas. I think she used it to support Doug. I need for Katie to step up and realize Doug is a loser and be the mom that she can be. I told Katie if she didn't get help, we were going to get custody of the kids.
So she's living with Doug. You say he is a bum, a loser, a lowlife, and worthless.
Pretty much, yeah. That's in a nutshell.
And she's working.
Yep, 2 jobs.
And he's not.
Right, she's supporting him.
If this is the guy she picked, who the hell did she turn down? He's living in her car?
Yeah.
In your driveway?
Yeah.
What, do you just walk by him when you leave the house? He's out there in the car? He's in the car?
Yeah. It's embarrassing.
They pull the car far enough forward that we don't have to see him when we come out the door.
Yeah. And he'll lay down in the back to hide when we don't know that he's there.
Well, she even said to us that when she goes to work, he rides to work with her and sits in the car in the parking lot while she's working.
Her 2 jobs. He'll lay in the car all day when she's having her 2 jobs, yeah.
She leaves at 10 in the morning, has a break in between the jobs, and then comes home around 11 or 12.
So he's in the car all day.
Yeah.
How do you sell that? How do you sell that to somebody? Okay, you go work 2 jobs, I'll wait in the car. Seriously, how does he sell that to her?
She's gotten him several jobs, but he can't keep them.
Because he's on drugs.
He doesn't show up to work, or he's on drugs, or, I mean, you name it.
He said, I can't get a job because I can't pass the drug screen.
Right, he's told Katie he loves weed more than her.
But she still works 2 jobs while he waits in the car.
And she supports him.
Where's the tent?
15, 20 minutes outside of where we live.
I've never seen it.
Well, there it is.
Yep.
But I see some of my stuff there.
Some of your stuff?
Well, yeah, that tarp, the blue tarp is mine.
Well, there's your tarp. So he sometimes is in this tent.
Yeah, and they take the smallest child sometimes to the tent.
The 1-year-old.
Yeah.
Okay, well, where's the 6-year-old when she takes the 1-year-old to the tent?
With us.
But she takes the 1-year-old and takes him to the tent to be out there.
Yes.
Why have you let this happen one day?
There's no reasoning with Katie, really.
Very manipulative.
How does she make this okay with you? I'm just looking for some common sense. Well, apparently it is, because it's going on
Well, it's
time
not
and
okay.
time
That's
again.
why I came here. That's why I wrote in, like, help. I don't know if there's helping her or if she's just a lost cause. I don't know what to do.
Grace and Tara say they are tired of watching Katie neglect her kids and support her loser boyfriend. But Katie says they're just too judgmental. I don't care how flat you make a pancake, it's got 2 sides. So we're going to hear from Katie next.
My sister Grace has always been a spoiled little princess. I absolutely think my family is blackmailing me. They're threatening to take my children from me if I don't come on this show. It's the only reason I am here right now.
And later, didn't you tell us that you would like to punch her and her in the throat?
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice to.
What?
Monday on an all-new Dr. Phil. She slept with a high school student.
You're a teacher sending naked pictures to a 17-year-old boy. You have got to be dumber than a box of rocks.
The student seduced me. He would leave me love notes.
I love the way you smell like pizza. It drives me crazy wanting a piece of the crust.
I also was a waitress.
Oh, so you did smell like pizza.
That's Monday.
Katie does smoke in the car with the youngest. That is secondhand smoke. Katie doesn't have a great relationship with her oldest daughter because she's never home. Katie has yelled and barked at the oldest daughter and called her a brat. The oldest daughter has come to me and cried, saying, why does mommy want to spend more time with Doug? It is heartbreaking to see a 6-year-old cry because they want their mother.
Grace and Tara both agree Katie is a terrible mom. They say Katie spends more time with her loser boyfriend Doug than her own children, and Katie says, look, I'm a good mom, and the only reason that she came to the show today is because she was blackmailed. She said Tara and Grace threatened to take her children away if she didn't come here today. It's the only reason she's here. Take a look.
I feel like my mom and my sister gang up on me every chance they get. I absolutely think my family is blackmailing me. They're threatening to take my children from me if I don't come on this show. The only reason I am here right now. My relationship with my sister Grace is pretty much non-existent. We avoid each other at all costs. She's always been a spoiled little princess. It does make my blood boil when I hear that I'm not raising my own children. I never choose my boyfriend over my children. I will take my children to him, but I never choose him over them. I have spent the night in the tent with Doug a few times. I have taken my 1-year-old child up to see Doug, but we didn't intend on spending the night. We just fell asleep and we stayed. I love Doug with all my heart. I do want to be with him forever. I do smoke pot with Doug. Doug lives in my van right now. I am actually sitting in the back of my van, and my van is in my mom's driveway at my mom's house. He did sleep in a tent for about a month and a half in one of his friend's backyards, but he was not allowed there because they got into a fight, and he's not allowed back. I want my family to back off. Let me live my life. Let me raise my kids. Let me be the mom that I can be. I will fight till the day I die for my kids.
Okay, you want them to butt out.
Yes.
And if it wasn't for them, you wouldn't be here.
Absolutely.
You wouldn't be here talking to me.
Not at all.
Because there's nothing I have to offer you, nothing you need from me. You're fine. You're making good judgments. Your life's going well. There's nothing I can offer you.
I'm working towards a goal.
Really?
Yes, really.
Smoking weed with your child in a tent? How is that good?
No.
Okay, you two are outside smoking weed while the youngest is in the tent. That's smart.
There was no her smoking weed all the time.
She already told us, so it's all good.
She's smoked very, very few. She's not what you call a stoner.
I never said she was. I never once said she was.
Since I'm glad you're here. Or you're just here because she's here, right?
She needs some support. She needs some back.
I got this, babe.
No. He can speak. I'm glad you're here. I'm curious. You say she needs some support.
She doesn't have anybody on her side. She doesn't. They don't know what it's like in our shoes.
We don't live in a tent. You're right.
Because I work 50 hours a week, sweetheart.
So you're not taking care of your kids?
Because I work 50 hours a week.
But you choose to work nights so you don't see.
She works throughout the day.
Stop. I can't stop working at night until they find a replacement for me. We've already had this conversation several times.
Find a different job.
No.
Why?
But why?
I enjoy what I do.
So you enjoy your job more than your kids?
Because you would be with your kids at night.
That's ridiculous, Grace. How many kids have you raised of your own?
My own, none. Of yours, too.
No, you haven't.
Katie, I went down to Texas 3 times.
Are you the same person you were last year?
I think she's better than she was.
Are you the same person you were last year? Are you the same person you were last year? I don't think anybody in this room is the same person they were last year.
And your point?
I am not either. They are judging me on what I've done in the past.
I'm judging
not
what you're doing now.
No, you're not.
Are you saying that you've evolved and you're better than you were last year?
Absolutely.
In what ways have you improved?
Last year, I was only working at night. I didn't have a car. I have $27 I need to pay off before I can start school in January, and that is my goal, is to start nursing school in January.
You're $27 away from nursing school?
Yes.
Okay. And are you two a serious item?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Why aren't you working?
I am going through some mental stuff.
Yeah, what kind of mental stuff how do you diagnose that? What's your thinking?
Overthinking, fear, just not having a focus. on what I need to get done.
Are you in therapy? Are you getting help?
I'm not in any of that right now.
Because there are community mental health centers. There are all types of facilities that offer help based on a sliding scale, based on the ability to.
Swear I won't forget this, why do I regret this? In my mind reckless, thoughts are feeling endless. Sitting up, I'm breathless, anxiety's infectious. I feel so defenseless, betrayed and embarrassed. I hate being open, I hate being broken. I feel like an ocean filled up with emotion. Anger ain't a potion, rub it on like lotion. I can feel it soaking, reopen, the scars have awoken. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. Cause I can't move on till I let go. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. Cause I can't move on till I let go.
I'm just lost to feel. I need time to heal. I can't steer the wheel, cause this drive it kills. And it gives me chills. A nice road it feels. I slip off the peel and crash all the steel. Will I ever heal?
I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. Cause I can't move on till I let go. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. Cause I can't move on till I let go.
pay.
I've not looked too far into that route, so that is kind of more news to me. There's these things that can actually really help you.
There you go. That's a good reason to be here today.
It is a good reason.
There you go.
Thank you.
You didn't want to be here today, and trust me, you wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for these children. And I like to give a voice to those who can't speak up for themselves. So whether you want to be here or not is of little concern to me. I'm here on behalf of the kids. So coming up, Katie's family says they have proof of unsafe situations Katie has placed her children in. And because I'm here on their behalf, I want to hear about those things and see if there's two sides to that coin. We'll look at that evidence when we come back. What she wants to do sexually is up to her, but you're afraid the baby's involved.
Why are you taking the kid? Yeah.
How did you get the money for a motel? I'm supporting your kids. I'm supporting you.
Whatever.
And later, as he hits you.
He did.
Did he attack you while you were pregnant?
He did, but I didn't know I was pregnant.
And that makes it okay?
My boyfriend Doug has been violent with me in the past. In January of 2015, we were laying in bed. I asked him if he was asleep, and instead of an answer, I got a scream. He had just gotten off a really long shift. I picked up a pillow and a blanket. I went to the couch, and he followed me in there and continued screaming at me. I said, I'll just go sleep in the car. Tried to grab the keys, but he wouldn't let me have them. I hit him in the face, and he pushed me up against the wall and had me there by my throat. He was choking me. He grabbed the keys from me and left. I was terrified for my life. He was arrested the next day. Doug was sentenced for 135 days. He served 9 because I begged the judge to let him out because I found out I was pregnant. I took Doug back.
Well, Grace and Tara claim Doug is a loser who has gone to jail twice for physically assaulting Katie, who he says he's here to emotionally and physically support. They say Katie and Doug shouldn't be together, and if Katie can't get help, she shouldn't have custody of her 2 young children, especially after Grace found some interesting information on Katie's social media.
I logged in to Katie's Facebook after she gave me her password, and I found some messages that were very disturbing and revealing. Katie and Doug were using Facebook to solicit sex. This message is between another guy and Katie. He says, not into 2 guys, only girls. Katie said, laugh out loud, okay. The other guy said, what do you think? Katie said, I don't know, maybe. He said, I'm down wherever, whenever. Tonight would be fun, laugh out loud. Katie said, but where though? And he said, anywhere. Sounds like Katie's asking him to join in sex with her and Doug, and this other guy's not really into that, but he was wanting to have sex with Katie. In this message, it's between Doug and Katie. Katie said, I'm lying in bed with another man. I only have bra and panties on. Will you bring a binky? Doug said, oh, baby, I can't wait to come in and catch you. I brought my pink plaid bra and plaid panties. This message is very disturbing. It's saying that Katie is at a hotel room, possibly, with another man, and apparently there will be role-playing going on, and that Doug has women's clothes. It's kind of gross. It could mean that the smallest child is in the hotel room with them. That infuriates me. Why are you taking a child with you to have sex with other people? You should be a mother taking care of your children. Katie doesn't know that my mother and I know about all the Facebook messages, but I want her to know that we know.
You're concerned that she's involved in some type of sexual activity that the baby's exposed to.
Right. I am.
That's your concern?
Oh, yeah.
Because she's an adult, and what she wants to do sexually is up to her, but you're afraid the baby's involved.
Why are you taking the kid? Yeah.
Okay. When I said I was laying in bed with another man, I wasn't laying in bed with another man. The baby was laying in bed with me. It was me, the baby, and Doug in the hotel room. There's never been another guy in a hotel room.
Why are you taking him to a hotel room?
Because I wanted to sleep in a bed with my boyfriend.
You have a home.
He can't be there.
Who cares?
You won't let him in there.
No,
so
he's not allowed
I wanted
in
to
my
sleep
house.
in a bed with my boyfriend and our child.
How did you get the money for a motel? I'm supporting your kids. I'm supporting you.
Whatever.
Why do you have women's clothes, first off? Why?
It's
not your business.
I don't care if you dress up like Bozo the Clown. What I'm concerned about is the baby.
You think we do sexual acts in front of the child?
I don't know.
We don't.
I look at Katie's online dating profile, and it says, description, I'm a mother of a beautiful little girl and an amazing little boy. They are my life. I'm looking for someone that would like to play with my BF and I. Have to be clean. We are 420 friendly. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask.
It doesn't say that anymore.
Right, because you took it down.
But that's what it did say.
It did say that about a month and a half ago.
After we confronted you about...
No.
Yeah.
What is 420? Weed. Oh.
There were some pictures involved here that I was concerned about as well. This is a blurred, naked derriere with a gold sheet. And here is this baby with the same gold sheet.
There's 2 different days. You see there's July 10th and July 11th. That was probably him in the hotel room while I was at work and the baby was at the babysitter's. And there's nothing going on in the picture with the baby. Completely different day.
I'm really hoping so.
Well, why is the baby there?
Because I don't want him with you.
To raise our child.
Do you remember when he was born and you told me there will never be a day when you love him as much as you love her? You should love them equally. They are both your grandchildren.
But since I've been raising him for the past year...
You haven't been raising him for the last year.
I have too.
You have not. I take him everywhere I go because you told me you didn't want to raise another kid.
And I have been watching him every night, and he has become attached to me, and I'm very attached to him. I love him so much, Katie. I do. I didn't think I would because he was part of Doug. I didn't think I would love him as much, and that was the reason, and you know that.
Then why can't we work as a family and raise this child?
Because you hurt her.
Let's take a break. Next, Grace and Tara say they aren't the only ones who know Katie neglects her children. We're going to hear from Katie's ex-husband in a few minutes, but I've got some questions for Doug. We'll be right back. You said you attacked her once because you were too stressed at your job or at a pizza
I put in
place.
40 hours over the weekend. I'm leaving the pizza shop at 3, getting there at 9. So where's my nap at?
Well, Grace and Tara claim Katie has a history of having sex with strange men she meets online. Is that true?
No.
And do you consider your relationship with Doug to be high risk?
No.
Has he hit you?
He did.
Did he attack you while you were pregnant?
He did, but I didn't know I was pregnant.
And that makes it okay?
No.
Did he?
It doesn't.
Did he hit you and choke you?
He did.
Did he threaten you because you wouldn't kiss him and said he would hurt himself or you and your child?
He did.
So he not only threatened you, he threatened your child.
He did.
Do you think I was in my right mind when I said these things?
I don't know. I'm asking you because you said I black out sometimes.
I blacked out once.
You said you hit her and choked her and you blacked out. You don't even remember because you blacked out.
Don't remember putting my hands on her until it was said and done.
You said you attacked her once because you were too stressed at your job as a manager at a pizza place.
I put in 40 hours over the weekend. No sleep whatsoever. I'm leaving the pizza shop at 3, getting there at 9. When you get off work, doesn't it take a couple hours to kind of wind down? Then it takes a couple hours to get ready for work. So where's my nap at?
Are you defending your actions?
I'm not defending the actions. The actions were wrong, and I can't be more sorry about it. And I can't say sorry enough for it.
Because it sounds to me like you're saying, hey, what do you expect? I was stressed out.
It was just a situation that I had no real control over.
Well, if you don't have control over it, then you shouldn't be around this woman and child.
This was a year ago. I went through anger management. I've sat in jail for 90 days.
You've gotten your anger under control.
I've got it more under control now than I ever have. I am homeless.
Good morning, Daddy.
Hi, Bubba. For the last month and a half, I was living in a tent in my friend's backyard. I'm not now. I have abused marijuana. I use marijuana in my own medical way. I can't get a job right now because I have marijuana in my system. Everywhere that I want to apply for requires to have clean pee. I don't really receive money. Katie helps me out when she can. I don't want to speak to Grace because I literally can't stand her. She will judge me and has judged me since the day she's met me. She chased me down the street screaming that I'm a homeless hobo that doesn't have a job and is never going to be a great father to any of my kids. I told her to not speak to me, don't touch me, get out of my face. I'm leaving the situation. She grabbed my shoulder. I told her, get out of my face, you stupid. She's a materialistic. She really is.
Didn't you tell us, and I quote, that you would like to punch her and her in the throat?
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice to, but I'm not going to put that way there. I'm not going to put that in action.
How do I know you put it in action with her?
You said she is the and you would like to punch her in the throat.
Yes, I've said it.
And you wonder why I won't let you into my house? Why I don't want you around the baby?
I've never been liked ever since you put eyes on me.
You think she shouldn't help raise
Why can't she just be a mother and a grandmother and help out?
She is be a grandmother because I'm a mother. I'm raising your child.
I'll take the kids and I'll go live in the van. Better?
Monday on an all-new Dr. Phil. She slept with a high school student.
You're a teacher sending naked pictures to a 17-year-old boy. You have got to be dumber than a box of rocks.
The student seduced me. He would leave me love notes.
I love the way you smell like pizza. It drives me crazy wanting a piece of the crust.
I also was a waitress.
Oh, so you did smell like pizza.
That's Monday.
You said, I think that Grace is and Tara should help raise my son.
I've never said she should.
Yeah, well, maybe you misspoke.
We should be a team. Why can't we be a team?
So you do think she should help raise your son?
No, I'm not saying that at all.
You think she shouldn't help raise your son?
Why can't she just be a mother and a grandmother and help out?
She is be a grandmother because I'm a mother. I'm raising your child.
How about I fix this right now? I'll take the kids and I'll go live in the van. Better?
Well, then that's fine if that's what you want to do, because I know Ray will call Children's Services, and so will I. We will get custody of the baby.
Well, joining us on Polycom is Katie's ex-husband, Ray, who you just referenced, who claims Katie used to invite strange men into their home while their daughter was there. Ray, thank you for joining us, sir.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Ray, you've been listening to everything that's been going on. So tell us what your take on this is and how you feel about the safety and welfare of the daughter that you have with Katie.
It's a disaster, really. I've had issues with her crying to me, asking the same question she asked Grace, as far as why does mom spend more time with Doug than I do? She's come to me crying, thinking that there's nobody at home at the house. She says mom's left her and she doesn't know where she's at or where she's coming back.
I've never left her.
Left her there alone?
Well, she believes she was left there alone.
She's 6.
Obviously, she has Tara and Grace there still in the house, but obviously that's not who she was looking for.
What's your intention with regard to custody here?
Well, we had made an agreement that she would talk to you, get your opinion, and if she did not, we would move forward, and I would file for custody 100%.
So you want to see what happened to make you feel that you don't need to move for full custody here?
If she will follow her goals and moving forward, if she will become an upstanding mother and get through college get that job that she's always talked about wanting. That's what I would like to see. I'd like to see her spending more time with the kids and not leaving them behind with Grace or Tara. I really would like to see her be the mother that she can be.
Okay, well, I want you to stay with us here. Don't go away. We're going to take a break, and I've got some hard questions here. I'm going to put some verbs in my sentences about what's going to happen or not happen here, because you're saying college can take 4 years, and this child's life is going to take a very distinct direction long before that takes place. So I'm real curious what everybody has to say in response to some very specific questions here. Coming up, Katie offered to give up custody of her daughter before. Is she willing to do that now? I'm going to ask her about that next. If you're going to be in the Los Angeles area and want to watch a live taping of the Dr. Phil Show, call 323-461-PHIL. That's 323-461-7445, or visit drphil.com. Tickets are free, and I hope to see you soon. Well, Grace and Tara claim Katie's disregard for her own well-being has put her children's lives at risk. I look at this situation, you as a single mother, you're working and generating income, and that's a real plus. You're obviously a very intelligent woman, so you have that going for you. It sounds to me that you're active on drugs that are illegal in the state that you live in. You're involved with a man that went straight to jail on 2 occasions, once for 90 days and once for 9 days, but yet he's still in the presence of the children. He's not working. He's living in your car and waiting for you while you do work. He says he's addicted to an illicit drug. He's living in a tent or a car. I know that the likelihood of abuse with a non-biological male living with a child is 33 times normal.
He is the biological father.
Of one.
Of one.
Not the other.
Correct.
So that is a high-risk factor. And I can tell you that this situation appears to me to be a fairly high-risk situation that requires some change. If you didn't have this support system in your life right now, I would personally call Child Protective Services and tell them that I believe they needed to remove this child from this situation. You have resources here that keep you from losing your children.
Absolutely, I do. And I know that I would not be where I am without either one of them.
Well, what you might want to do is 3 things. You might want to, A, climb down off your high horse, B, stop being so sanctimonious and self-righteous, and C, take that chip off your shoulder and figure out what you can do. Figure out what you can do to give your children the best possible chance to flourish that they can have. And if you want to be in this equation, then you need to get yourself straightened up. You're unemployed, living in a car, and violent. That, to me, is just pretty much the criteria for kicking your dead ass to the curb. So, you haven't had help. I'm willing to get you that help. I'm willing to get you that help. I will arrange to get you the help that you need. Stand up, Anthony. Anthony Haskins is our resource director. And to date, we have provided over $29 million in resources for people that have been here. And Anthony, I would like for you to sit down with these folks after the show, and I would like for you to talk to them. I don't know, Doug may need to be directly into rehab. I think we absolutely need family counselors to be brought in here. I think we need to have some type of co-parenting plan to involve Ray here and Katie to make sure that something is happening here where we know there is consistency. I think we need to have these resources employed here so we have a strategy other than hitting each other in the throat. My next guest has a serious health condition that I can totally relate to. Why? Because I have it too. I'll explain after the break. Want to know what's coming up on Dr. Phil? Visit our website and subscribe to our email newsletter. You'll get weekly updates, life strategies, and exclusive video that you won't find anywhere else.
Plus, on drphil.com, you can see sneak previews of upcoming shows. Log on today.
My next guest and I have something very serious in common. Type 2 diabetes. I was diagnosed over 25 years ago. 56-year-old Andre just 3 months ago. Now, Andre says he's always been a healthy eater and is very active as a fire department captain. So learning he has type 2 diabetes was, quote, a slap in the face. Take a look.
Division 2 is clear. You have another assignment. I remembered I'd come home from work. My wife said my body appearance had changed. When I went to the hospital, the doctor told me my blood sugar was much higher than it should be. In July 2016, I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. Fire department captain speaking. I'm a firefighter captain and paramedic. It is a demanding job. In my line of work, we have a mandatory exercise program. I eat a very healthy diet, and I have a strict exercise regime that involves cardio, core work, and yoga.
What did you eat at the firehouse?
My wife, Keisha, she's more strict than I am. I had to change my diet to eat more proteins. I started exercising more than before. I'm concerned about what it would take to fully manage my condition. I want to live, but I have type 2 diabetes for the rest of my life.
Well, Andre is joining me along with Dr. Pamela Kushner, who has spent 2 decades working with people who have diabetes and is also a good friend of mine, so welcome. Glad to have you both here. So, Andre, as an active firefighter, did you ever think in your wildest dreams you would be diagnosed with type 2 diabetes?
Never. As a firefighter, I have to remain physically fit.
I would think so. So what was your initial reaction when you got your diagnosis?
I was stunned. I've always eaten healthy. I exercise. This is impossible.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I guess your mind soon turns to what I got to do. How do I manage this, right?
Correct.
Dr. Kushner, what is Andre's best strategy for his type 2 diabetes?
So first of all, let's recognize the fact that type 2 diabetes is a manageable condition. And one of the other things you need to remember is there's a lot of misinformation out there, and there is no easy fix.
Well, let's talk risk factors.
There are a lot of risk factors for type 2 diabetes, and the ones that I talk about commonly with my patients are not being on a healthy diet, not getting enough regular exercise, smoking, none of which Andre does, race, age, a family history of type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. These are some of the risk factors that are commonly seen in type 2 diabetes.
And have you had to make any lifestyle changes?
Yes, sir. I have exercised even more. I eat even healthier. I have to watch my carbohydrate and sugar intake, and it's hard.
Yeah, believe me, I know. I've been at this for over 25 years, and I had to really change the way I ate, because for me it was like feast or famine. Plus, I put together a great support system, and it began with my wife, Robin. She learned what my challenges were and what she could do to help me stick to my treatment plan. And it takes a full treatment team to get the right balance of diet and exercise, and in some situations, medication. So you have to talk to your doctor about what treatment is right for you.
You're exactly right, Dr. Phil. That what's unique about type 2 diabetes is that this condition is really individualized for each patient. And so it's important to work with your doctor to come up with the right treatment goal and plan that is customized just for you. And you are not alone, Andre. There are 28 million Americans that have type 2 diabetes in the United States and 86 million that are at risk for developing it. But what's interesting to me is the fact that the physical barriers are often well recognized, but people really don't realize the psychological barriers that can make it difficult for someone to stay on a treatment plan.
Yeah, and I have a unique perspective on this psychological stuff, and I did the research and understood the condition when I got it. That's why I got inspired, and I partnered with AstraZeneca for what we call the On It movement to help people with type 2 diabetes create a plan and stick to it. And as part of that movement, I have 6 rules to get on it and stay on a healthy plan. And one is move forward. And what that means is know that the disease is not your fault. And 2 is get educated, because knowledge is power. 3 is build a team to help manage the disease. 4 is you replace bad habits. And then 5, make a plan with the help from your healthcare professional and your treatment team. And then 6, stick with it. I mean, you can really be empowered by your plan.
And I want to emphasize, Dr. Phil, that if you have type 2 diabetes like Dr. Phil, then staying on it really means working with your physician to come up with the best treatment goal and plan that works perfectly for you. And that usually will involve a healthy diet, regular physical activity, and medication.
Okay, you gonna look up this 6-part plan I was talking about?
Yes, sir.
You gonna stick with it?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna check on you.
All right.
All right, hey, thank you so much. Like Andre, take a positive step forward in managing your type 2 diabetes. Now, visit onitmovement.com today. Thank you for being here, Doc.
My pleasure.
I really appreciate it. I want to thank all of my guests today, and a special thanks to Origins Behavioral Healthcare. For more information on today's show, be sure to visit drphil.com. We'll see you next time. Andre, thanks so much. Thank you so much.